desperate.
Okay, so that was fun. Now, we have to clean up our boat and put it away. We always carry 2 towels whenever we go out paddling, so we have them when we get back to clean up the boat. Dry it off and clean the rocks and dirt off of it, make it look nice, and so we can store it so that it's not wet. We don't want to store it for a long period of time with it being wet. You know, it can get moldy, and some of the grit it might cause some abrasion on some of the rubber.
So deflating is probably the quickest part of the whole process. You just undo these valves and the seats are deflated that fast. All right, so
We have our own routine. Everybody does it differently, but the main thing is to get the boat clean and dry and ready for packing.
So we're going to deflate the floor, and all I'm going to do is just turn this with my thumb, and the floor deflates. I'm going to also go ahead and do the keel, which you saw me inflate, which was that little bitty area. It has the same kind of valve on it. All right, so this is really neat. This floor comes out. So we always just take it out and lay it up on something. Let's just lay it up on these rocks. It'll kind of dry a lot while it's out, and then we dry the rest of the boat while that's kind of drying.
These 2 valves here in the back of the boat are the whitewater drain valves. So if you're in whitewater, you can open these up and let the water that gets over the edges of the boat drain out as you're paddling. We never take this boat on whitewater. We always do flat water paddling, but they're there if you want to take it out. Again, it's rated for Class 2 rapids, but I certainly wouldn't take it on much more than that. Usually when we're taking our boat out and we're trying to get it cleaned up, we'll try to find a grassy surface or a hard, dry surface somewhere. Today we're on sand. Makes cleanup a little bit more difficult. When the boat's wet, it picks up sand and we have to get all that off. But sometimes you don't have a choice.
You're going to hold it up to the bottom?
Hold it up to the bottom. Here's our deep water skeg. Put on here. You're going to hold that up for me? Okay. So I'll just pop the little clip. And then we just pop the skeg out that way. It's one of our boat cleaning techniques when we're on sand. We just hold it up and let Linda get under there and wipe it down. Once it's dried off, it doesn't pick up as much sand, so we can put it down and pick up the other end and get the front. Cleaned and ready to go.
So now we're going to deflate these sides. Okay, now we just dry the floor off. Usually by the time we get to the floor, it's almost completely dry anyway. All right, so you'll know how the floor goes because this is a double hole and that's a single hole. The double hole is for the back of the boat where the drain valves are. So that's how you know how to put it back in. And you just match up the holes to the holes.
You want to try to get the edges of the floor under the blue edges of the boat.
Okay. we roll this one this way because the intake air valves are this way, so if there's any air left in the boat, it'll come out.
This one kind of folds up rather than rolls.
Sand is not the easiest.
Again, we want to make sure that the skeg insert on the bottom folds over.
Folded.
Yeah, make sure there's no bend in it. So we want to make sure that it's perfectly flat when we fold it up.
Don't you like them to the side?
Strap it in, pull the straps tight. Then we like to put the paddles on the outside. Just make sure that there's something between the paddles and the boat itself.
You don't want any sharp objects that could puncture the boat while in package.
Very, very difficult to puncture the boats while you're out on the water, but if you don't store it properly, you can put holes in them. There we have it, the Sea Eagle FastTrack 385. From our friends at inflatableBoatsForLess.com, Tim and Crystal Ryerson. And there it is, packed away and ready to roll.